Shock, outrage, some even calling it animal abuse. All this after a recent American Kennel Club showing in Michigan, in which a veteran handler can be seen making what some call some very questionable moves. All of the moves caught on camera, the videos going viral. And after yet another conversation with the American Kennel Club corporate headquarters today, they assure me the investigation is in full swing and we should expect an answer soon. That's veteran handler Paula Hall at the St. Clair Kennel Club show in Michigan last Saturday, showing her Doberman, Spartacus, Sparty for short. Witnesses at the American Kennel Club event say Hall slapped Sparty so hard they could hear it dozens of feet away.
I mean, she slapped this dog, and I mean, you heard it from across the damn... I mean, you're talking, I was 50 feet away and heard it loud as day, like, whack.
Janette Parker was showing her dogs in a different ring that weekend and tells me she had no idea who Paula Hall was until that day. On Saturday, she claims the judge didn't see the interaction. Then the next day, Hall is once again caught on camera with Sparty, but this time, what some have called fighting with the dog in the ring. One witness even describing this as Hall choking Sparty out. Though unlike Saturday, Parker says the judge watched and turned a blind eye. That's when Parker says she tried to get other club members who witnessed Hall's behavior to speak up, even leaving a message, she says, with the president of the club, getting no response, she claims.
I asked a couple people, hey, did you see that? And they were like, yeah. I said, will you write a statement? They're like, no, Paula, she'll shank us. Like, we're not writing a statement against her.
And that's why Parker says she felt compelled to lodge a complaint, which led to a bench committee hearing. Soon after, Parker found herself next to Paula Hall at the bench committee hearing. Members of the St. Clair Show committee, including Barbara Hahn, secretary of the St. Clair Kennel Club. Parker says Hall flat out abused Sparty, and at the hearing, they tried to backpedal.
In the hearing, she said that the dog is 110 pounds. He growled at her. She had to correct his behavior. And my response to that is, if you think a dog growling at you, hitting it in the face is going to correct that behavior, then you're the problem and you have no morals or ethics.
Once the committee makes its determination, they are expected to call the accused, in this case Paula Hall, and tell her the decision. Instead, the woman who stood up against Hall, Janette Parker, got the voicemail.
Paula, this is Terry Baker. The board made a unanimous decision to sustain the charge, and we're going to ask AKC for a
stay on suspension.
For a stay and not any kind of suspension.
Yes.
So you should be fine and dandy.
Parker claims Barbara Kahn threatened her that if she let anyone hear the message, Hahn would have her permanently banned, she says, from the AKC. In the end, Hall was charged with improper treatment of an animal at an AKC event. Parker says they're soft-pedaling the investigation, and Hall should have been charged with abuse of an animal at an AKC event.
If a dog growls at you, you excuse yourself from the ring, and you address why the dog is doing this behavior. If your dog is showing aggression in the ring and the judge sees it, they will excuse your dog.
Overall, how would you categorize the behavior you witnessed and many others?
Animal abuse. There's no other way to categorize it other than straight up abuse.
We reached out to Paula Hall.
Mr. Bueller, this is Paula Hall calling you. If you can reach me, as is, I do not have a lot of service, so a lot of calls do not come in. I am willing to discuss this matter. Thank you.
Though after calling her back, we never did hear from her again. We also reached out to the St. Clair Club and Club Secretary Barbara Hahn, who told us no comment, then hung up. As for Sparty's breeder, Lynn Coleman of Lindo Dobermans of Belleville, Michigan, she told me she wasn't there, even though Paula had told her Sparty growled at her. Coleman, a veteran breeder of nearly 58 years, told me, quote, if it happened to her, she'd slap him too. We also reached out to the American Kennel Club in New York. They told us they're not taking this lightly, and they won't turn a blind eye to inappropriate behavior in the ring, and they will be handing down their ruling, which could be anywhere from fines to suspensions to permanent suspension. At the end of the day, what is it that you want to see happen here?
Justice for that dog.
As for the St. Clair Club, they can stay their suspension even though it's not permanent. It only lasts until the American Kennel Club itself makes its determination. In the meantime, if you have had any questionable interactions with Paula Hall, the committee wants to hear from you. We've listed the email and phone number for you to call or get in touch. As far as the investigation is concerned, as soon as we know the results, you will too.